Day. Here is the news at noon. First, the highlights. Lagos State government pledges continued cooperation with religious organizations. Federal government to establish 24 skills innovation centers. On the front, an Australian state orders 30,000 people to evacuate due to fire risk. In sport, Super Falcons to face South Africa in 2024 Olympic final qualifying round. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Lagos State government has pledged continued support and cooperation with religious organizations in the state. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu gave the assurance when he received the delegation of Nasiralite Fati Society, NASFAT, led by its president, Ayodeji Abdurauf, and the executive secretary, Nigeria Christian Pilgrims Commission, NCPC, Stephen Adigbite, when they paid him a courtesy call at the Lagos House, Ikeja. The governor, who was represented by his deputy, Obafemi Hamzat, noted that in the midst of the ongoing economic crisis, Nigeria will come out stronger and better, and the state government will increase its effort in ensuring that life gets better and easier for residents of the state through different programs and projects.
That our state is very critical to the success of Nigeria, and that if we are able to do it well, we will continue to project our country in the right way. By Thursday, we'll be launching the red line, which is bigger than the blue line actually. And we've been on it, and we've gone round, and we're excited. And part of the challenge for us is that we are the only sub-sovereign in the world that has funded rail on our own. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world.
The governor appreciated the religious groups for the visit and support, as well as partnership with the administration in achieving its Themes Plus developmental agenda, which is very critical at ensuring a better life for residents. In their remarks, NASFAT's president, Ayodeji Abdurauf, and the executive secretary of NCPC, Stephen Adigbite, appealed to governor to continue to support religious projects, restating their commitment to partner with the state to foster peace among the people. Lagos State's government says sanctions will be applied in cases where residents do not conform with rules and regulations put in place for the sustainability of the state government-owned housing estate. Commissioner for Housing, Maruf Akinere-Fatai, says this is to promote the well-being of residents as well as keeping the infrastructure in good condition. Akinere-Fatai said this during a visit to ascertain the extent of damage done to cables, generators and electric panels by vandals and robbers at Abiodun Ogunleye Housing Estate, Ibugu. The commissioner, who could not hide his dismay at the level of destruction, said the act is a great setback and a major distraction to the state's government intervention in housing provision in the state. Akinere-Fatai lamented that the state's government gesture in providing subsidized homes for the low-income earners has not been positively reciprocated by the resident. The Senate has called on the federal government to adopt the food stamp measure to reduce hardship and the high cost of living in the country. The upper chamber also directed the Federal Ministry of Agriculture to liaise with relevant institutions to ensure the implementation of the intervention program. The lawmakers made the call during plenary after adopting a motion to introduce food stamp as an intervention to hold the worsening economic situation in the country. This resolution was sequel to a motion jointly sponsored by the Senate Whip Aliun Dume and the Kwara Central Senator Salim Mustafa. Food stamp is a situation whereby the federal government provides food purchasing assistance for low and non-income people to help them maintain adequate nutrition and health. The Central Bank of Nigeria has vowed to pursue an aggressive regulatory environment to reduce infractions in the country's banking system. CBN Governor Olayemi Cardoso said this at the Monetary Policy Committee meeting of the Apex Bank in Abuja, the first since he assumed office on September 2023. Cardoso stated that an in-depth investigation was underway to determine the necessary actions against banks involved in infractions, stressing that the bank was in the process of formulating stringent regulations to cleanse and purify the country's foreign exchange market. Now to the rest of the stories. The federal government, through the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund, says it will establish over 24 skills and innovation centers across the country. TED Fund is currently partnering with Innovate Hub for practical training and mentorship for Nigerian youth and academics to produce employable graduate and boost research. Innovate Hub is a foot point for innovation, startup incubation, technology transfer, knowledge and skill impartation, prototype development and fabrication. Speaking during a visit to Innovate Hub, Minister of Education Tahir Mahmoud said the plan to provide 24 skill centers across the country was to ensure equal opportunities for all Nigerians wherever they are. President Bola Tinubu is expected to arrive on Ondo State for a condolence visit to the family of the late Governor Rotimi Akeredolu in Owo. The president will visit the Olowo of Owo Kingdom, Obajibade Ogunye, after which he will visit the national leader of the Pan-Yoruba socio-political organization, Afenifere, Chief Ruben Fashionti in Akure, the state capital. Tinubu is also expected to make the visit in the company of the state governor, Lucky Ayedatiwa, and some national and state leaders of the All Progressives Congress. According to a report, there is already a heavy presence of armed security men in Akure and Owo communities in preparation for the president's visit. In foreign news now, firefighters in Australia are battling a huge blaze that has forced the evacuation of tens of thousands of people amid some of the worst fire conditions the country has seen in recent years. According to Australia's Bureau of Meteorology, hot, dry and windy conditions have created extreme to catastrophic fire dangers in part of Victoria and South Australia. Severe thunderstorms are also forecast in the region, which bring the threat of dry lightning strikes that occur during a storm where the rain evaporates before hitting the ground. About 30,000 people have been ordered to evacuate part of Victoria. In sport now, Nigeria Super Falcons will take on South Africa in the Paris 2024 Olympic Games final qualifying round. The pairing was confirmed after South Africa beat Tanzania 1-0 in Tuesday's second leg, third round clash. The reigning Women's Africa Cup of Nations champions scaled through on a 4-0 aggregate win after winning the first leg 3-0 away. For the Falcons, the team advanced into the final qualifying round after overcoming Cameroon. After a goalless first leg in Douala, the Falcons won the reverse fixture 1-0 in Abuja, courtesy of Esther Okonkwo's goal. The Super Falcons of Nigeria is seeking a first Olympic Games appearance since Beijing 2008. That's it on the news at noon, but just before we go, always obey road signs and traffic lights. You can follow us and like on our various social media platforms: X, formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961, watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, on YouTube. Subscribe and watch all the previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that's the Sowolu administration trained 280 unemployed youth for global certification on solar farm construction technology for the supply of electricity in Nigeria? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State government has pledged continued support and cooperation with religious organizations in the state. The federal government, through the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, said it would establish over 24 skills and innovation centers across the country. We also told you that firefighters in Australia are battling a huge blaze that has forced the evacuation of tens of thousands of people amid some of the worst fire conditions the country has seen in recent years. In sport, Nigeria Super Falcons will take on South Africa in the Paris 2024 Olympic Games final qualifying round. For contacts with the newsroom, send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagosstate.gov.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adiraye Duwalaya. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening. Good afternoon.